1 billion animals are killed each week, which is more than all the humans killed in all wars in our history.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
If they're male babies, within weeks they're killed for veal. Terms such as bacon, veal, sausages, ham, pork are used to disconnect us from what they really are, murdered animals.
So you've been here today at Leicester Square and been protesting. What have you been protesting about?
To some people it's protesting, to others it's demonstrating. To me I call it educating.
Yeah.
We've been doing the empty the tanks. It's the third year of the campaign. It's about the fact that dolphins and orcas are kept in tanks in captivity for profits of huge corporations, and it's about time that they were all freed, that we empty the tanks.
The meat, dairy and egg industries lie when they tell us we need to eat animals and their secretions for our health.
You read out a poem after the educating, which was about go vegan.
Yeah.
So do you think there's a lot of vegans here at the demonstration today?
I don't know how many people are vegan here, but I know a number who are. And the point is, while I understand it's fantastic for people to care about animals, etc., and demand that they're free and they're released, like I used to be, I was concerned with environmental aspects, but wasn't getting the connect that actually, how could I care about the environment if I'm actually eating animals? Because there's a whole link to animal agriculture and environmental problems. So whilst I was becoming more aware of the environmental problems, I still wasn't fully cognizant of the fact that I had to change my dietary habits, and that's what I've done, and I'm into my third year as a vegan now.
We don't. They lie through advertising by using words like humane, free range, grass-fed. That again is to disconnect us from the fact that animals are being used and exploited.
So how do you think we can help people make the connection about human rights and animal rights and it all being interlinked?
I use art as a form of activism. And I use what we call consumer waste. I paint on old televisions, I've painted on chairs, all sorts of things that people have thrown away without actually thinking why they're throwing them away, why they bought it in the first place, about advertising. And on there I paint about documentaries such as Earthlings, which goes through the 5 ways in which humans use animals for food, clothing, sport and entertainment, experimentation and pets. And there's huge industries behind them all pumping this out, and that this is the way that we have to do things. As I've learned, we don't have to eat animals for our health. For their health, that's why you go vegan. For our health, plant-based diet.
It's a lie. Animals don't want to die. Their lives, not ours. Animals' lives are their right. We have just begun to fight. Don't buy the humane lie. Animals do not want to die. I
also share films like Cowspiracy, Blackfish, because they're all about the environment. They're all about how what we do to animals affects us, it affects the environment, therefore that affects us, that affects animals. We have to completely look at our behaviours, our value system, what we've been taught to believe about who we are, what we do, why we do it, etc., etc. I also share documentaries from the Zeitgeist trilogy, so that it's about science and technology and how we can use that to free us all up from doing the things that caused the problems in the first place. So you can see veganism is just one aspect of many others that I become involved with, in the hope that we can talk to others, show each other about these things. And obviously, when people are told this, they don't want to hear it at first, because it goes against everything that they've been taught. But if we don't tell them, then we keep doing this stuff. and that just makes things worse. It's like Einstein said, it's a sign of madness to keep doing things when we use the sort of thinking that caused the problems in the first place. That is insanity.
Yeah.
And as been shown today, through the internet we can find masses of information that challenge the status quo. Many of us, for one reason or other, are afraid to stand up, speak out and challenge the status quo. But it is by talking to each other that we learn, because all of this affects people, whatever gender they are, whatever tone of skin they're in, whatever age they're in. We all live on the same planet. We're all part of the same biosphere. So what affects people in one part of the planet is affecting people in other parts of the planet, plus animals. And we always tend to think that animals are lesser beings than us. They're not. They are equally as sentient. I have scientific links that show consciousness is shared between non-human and human animals. I've looked into the anatomy of eating, or the comparative anatomy of eating. So I've been researching from lots and lots of viewpoints. And of course, no one wants to hear it because it means, ooh, we have to change, and change is painful. But actually, if we realise that we could change into something much better, that's evolution.
Animals have feelings just like us. Animals have families just like us. Animals feel pain just like us. Animals feel joy just like us.
Do you have any tips for people that want to go vegan?
Yeah, read the China Study by T. Colin Campbell. It's scientifically, or it's a book on nutrition from a scientific point of view. Whilst it doesn't mention veganism, it is about a plant-based diet. Then there's 80-10-10 by Douglas Graham. He's a sports nutritionalist. Again, he highlights the differences between omnivores, carnivores, herbivores, and the different types of, and the different foods that different species eat. What else? Just Google veganism and there are links.
Animals want to live just like us. It's not food, it's violence. And the same thing happens to whales and dolphins and every other creature that is kept in a cage, in an aquarium, so that we can pretend that we're learning about animals.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Amanda.
You cannot learn about animals in zoos or aquaria because they're in captivity. You want to learn about them? Go in the wild and don't hunt them. They're not here for us to use. They are like us, part of this biosphere. Thank you.